All right, let's get to some international news for you this evening. One of the remaining 3 Americans charged in Turks and Caicos Islands will be in court tomorrow. Ryan Watson of Oklahoma will be sentenced for possession of ammunition. Now, this all comes as the island government has made an amendment to the strict firearms ordinance that Watson and other Americans were charged under. NBC 10 consumer investigative reporter Leslie Gatiss was the first to break this story that has now made international headlines. She has the latest.
Ryan Watson and his wife Valerie spent the morning passing out action Bibles at a Christian school in Turks and Caicos, a donation effort spearheaded by their 9-year-old son and 7-year-old daughter after their dad was arrested for possession of ammunition in April. The family has donated more than 100 Bibles to children on the island over the last 2 months.
It's just been a whirlwind, ups and downs and highs and lows like I can't even describe to you. And so he's anxious to get home to his family and to his life and to his job.
Susan Fendley is Ryan's mother. She has been in TCI while his case has moved through the court system. Watson is one of 5 American tourists who were recently detained on the islands after mistakenly bringing bullets in their luggage. Watson will be sentenced tomorrow. Sharita Greer of Florida and Michael Evans of Texas still have cases pending.
With the events of the last few days, definitely we are feeling more hopeful. We feel somewhat more secure that things will go well for both Ryan and Sharita. We've just learned not to take anything for granted.
The Turks and Caicos legislature just amended its strict firearms ordinance, removing the mandatory minimum 12-year sentence for those guilty of firearms offenses. Courts now have the discretion to impose either a custodial sentence, a fine, or both, rather than mandating both imprisonment and a fine for all firearms offenses regardless of the circumstances. Brian Hagerich, who received a suspended sentence and returned home to Pennsylvania last month, was detained on the island for 101 days. He thinks the amendment is a step forward, but says the law still poses a risk for American tourists.
But it's still, at the end of the day, in my mind, does not solve a lot of the challenges that come from the current and the new firearms ordinance, which is, the process you have to go through and the timeliness, for somebody to have to spend 3.5 months of their life to essentially be told by a judge that you need to be more careful when you pack your suitcase next time. It's wild.
Hagerich says his experience in Turks and Caicos has had lingering effects on him and especially his 2 young children.
Unfortunately, throughout all this, they were essentially collateral damage. And we did everything we could to try to maintain as much normalcy as possible. But by no means, was our life back to normal. This takes a lot of time to recover from emotionally, physically, mentally, financially. I mean, every possible way it's taken a hit on our family.
Michael Evans will be sentenced on possession of ammunition charges on Monday, and Sharita Greer will be in court next Tuesday for a plea hearing and arguments in her case. If Ryan Watson is not sentenced to prison time tomorrow, he hopes to be back in Oklahoma tomorrow night to be reunited with his 2 kids who he hasn't seen in 2 months. Leslie Gatiss, NBC 10, Boston.